everybody, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, vlogsters. Full disclosure, it's not morning here. It's 7:30 at night, but 7:45. But I wanted to just tell you about my another pretty amazing day. Not as amazing as yesterday, but the morning was very productive. I felt very good. I went out. First thing I woke up this morning when I did my cabomedics, I went to the bathroom. And from the bathroom, I went out to the living room. I opened up all the curtains so that the sunlight could heat the room. I put on the electric fireplace. I put a big pot of hot water on the stove and turned the oven on. And we're doing that to help heat the house up while we get the furnace repaired. So I knew that that wasn't going to happen today. And if it did happen today, it wasn't going to happen in the morning. So I wanted to make it as warm for everybody when they got up as I could. So I was very proud of myself for doing that. I did use the grabber to move the curtain rod so I didn't have to walk around quite as much because I really did a lot yesterday. I knew I was still feeling good when I woke up this morning, which was good. I didn't know how long it was going to last, so I tried to do as much as I could. I did mention this before, like pacing myself and building stamina. They're not words that do anything or mean anything to me anymore. They kind of like, my body has a mind of its own with the energy ebbing and flowing. Like I said, I'm trying to pay attention to if I feel a certain way after certain things that I eat, if I feel a certain way after things that I do, like, you know, I'm trying to see if there's any correlations, and there's so not any correlations. It's kind of bizarre. But stay hydrated, you people. Even in the winter time. Did I ever tell you guys about the time that thyroid cancer was running rampant in my life? Two of my sisters, my sister-in-law, and two co-workers all had thyroid cancer around the same exact time. Two found theirs from being in car accidents and having their necks x-rayed or CAT scanned. One from like levels that were off. One, my sister found hers because my other sister got it, so it's like everybody get checked out. And then my one co-worker actually had a lump in her throat. So of course then I started to do this and I felt a lump right there. And it was December. It was December of 2010. 11. 10. I'm trying to remember. It had to be 2010 or 2009. Maybe it's 2009. And I went to my primary and he said, "Oh, I don't think there's anything to worry about. You have you're dehydrated and you have a salivary gland that basically it builds there's a salt that builds around to protect, you know, whatever it does to protect something." And that's all it was. So I was like, in the middle of December, who gets dehydrated in the middle of December? Because you associate it with, like, you drink a lot of water in the summertime because you sweat a lot, but it can happen in December. So drink up. It's November, drink up. Anyhow, so this morning was very productive. My aide came over and we started to switch out summer and winter clothes because I don't think we're going to need summer clothes anymore. I purged 2 garbage bags full already and we haven't even gotten the winter clothes out yet. I just purged the 2 garbage bags from the summer clothes. Like, as we got rid of summer clothes, we're like, oh, you know, this is this and this is this and this didn't wear well and this doesn't fit really when I bought it on clearance and that kind of thing. I was able to gift her a lot, which is great because she's not from a place where they have winter normally. So like her whole life growing up, she really didn't have winter months as severe as we have them here. So I was able to really give her some sweatshirts and a coat and everything. I was really excited about that. That really made me feel good that I could take care of her as well as purge things from my life. I realized some things that I was holding on to, I didn't really have to hold on to. because I was never going to use them. So it was just like, why am I hanging on to this? So I just ended up giving those away. And it's like spread the word, spread the love, spread the joy kind of thing, you know? And then time ran out, and then we, because we didn't start as soon as she got here. I ate my breakfast and stuff like that when she first got here. She cleaned up from breakfast, and I got cleaned up for the day, and I got fuzzy slippers, and I pulled this new shirt out. I got this shirt on clearance after winter last year, but it's really cute. It's kind of thin, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of thin, and it does have like 3/4 sleeves. I don't really have long arms, but it has this really cute ruffle on the side of the buttons, and then it has the, you know, the girly privacy button, which basically buttons on the inside to hide your cleavage. It's really cute. It's from Time and True, from Walmart. I think it was $5. I think. I'm 99.9% sure it was a $5 shirt. But I love it. And I put it on over my pajamas just to give myself some sleeves. I do have on a gym t-shirt, but it's just a t-shirt. So I don't really like, that doesn't really match, but I think it looks cute. And you know me and my black and white buffalo. Look, I blend into the chair. Anyway, and I got out my fuzzy slippers. I have on my fuzzy Snoopy orange slippers that Sharon gave me. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. They're the, like, booty kinds that are, like, really socks with grippies on the bottom. Hope you got to see them. I hope that was a successful pan down. But anyway, so far so good. We did really well. I do have to do some laundry because some of the stuff that needs to go away for the summer is in the laundry basket that I had worn over the last couple of, you know, days. Just because of, like, between laundry type situations. Plus, it was kind of warm in the beginning of the week. Well, yeah, the beginning of the week, yeah. Excuse me, I just got an itch all of a sudden in my nose, and I wanna scratch it. So I do have to do the laundry. I think I'm gonna ask her to start it tomorrow for me. And I told her this morning, I was like, did you notice how clean the kitchen was? And she was like, yeah. Did you do that? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I had a feeling if you were telling me. I was like, and then I said to Jim when he came home last night, I was like, well, what do you think of your surprise? He's like, what? What was it? And he goes, no, I'm kidding. It looks beautiful. So you did the dishes. I was like, did the dishes? Go back out there and look. I cleaned the counter. I cleaned the stove. I didn't clean the microwave, though. I do have to clean the microwave. That's one of the things that has to be cleaned. Just like so many things. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I was so proud of myself. And today we did winter clothes, and then I needed a nap. Like, literally, we were like, oh, you feel good? Let's go out. And I was like, yeah, let's go out. And then I just all of a sudden was sitting up and like fell out. Like it just fell out sitting up in the bed. And then I flopped over onto Jimmy's pillows. And I needed like this 2-hour nap. It was kind of crazy. It was very unexpected because I was like ready to go. You know, I was raring to go. And then of course when I woke up, I wasn't quite raring to go. My stomach was like, I'm not sure what we're going to do here about food. So, I got up and I had dinner. Jim made, brats, and he made Brussels sprouts, and he made like, garlic shells, but I didn't have any garlic shells. I just had one brat and some Brussels sprouts. And, for my carbs, I had, for dessert, I had these like, you know, veggie straws. Well, they make apple cinnamon ones, this time of year, or really around this time of year. So I had some of those for dessert, which I realized after the fact that would have been really good dipped in the vanilla yogurt. I forgot, because I forgot. They do a number on my tongue, but I'm starting to notice that rough foods do cause like a bit of soreness while I'm eating them. But afterwards, they almost have like this really like, almost like an exfoliated feel, which actually kind of feels good in a way. Like my tongue is improving because I'm using some abrasive foods to like almost scrub my tongue. And I know that that's not what I'm doing. I just don't know how else to describe what's happening. Yeah, it's bizarre. So I'll do my mouth treatment tonight, like always, and we'll see how it goes. I drank all my water today, and I'm still drinking more because that's one of the things about the Miralax. Sorry, I just think I knocked something into the garbage can. Yep, it was a clip. I just saw it go flying, and thank God the garbage can only has a Ziploc bag in it. This clip just came out of my hair. That's why my hair is flopping forward. Yeah, you guys, why do you love me? I'm telling you, it's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling to be here with you. My rainbow got moved and my cross fell down, and I don't think I could reach my cross. I feel like I tried yesterday without too much twisting and poking and prodding. This is the one that Jeri-Ann made, which I was trying to put back up. I do have the cross that I was gifted that was sticking on it, but I hit it with the tripod. I hit it with the tripod the other day, day before yesterday, and I knocked it off. Actually, it might have been yesterday before the live stream, as I was getting the tripod out. Anyhow, or before or after, I don't know. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. The brats are doing a number on me. I also had Jimmy bake some Italian sausage, mild Italian sausage, that I was going to just roast up some peppers and onions tomorrow. Just to make like almost like meal prep type of situation. I was like really looking forward to just like taking a piece of gluten-free bread. I used to take a roasted sausage, like my father would roast it family size, and while it was cooling down on the pan, you know, you just walk by and grab one and walk by and grab one. They were a lot smaller now. The ones they sell here are quite long, Italian sausage, but in New York they were shorter. They were still fat Italian sausage, but they were shorter. And then, of course, there was if you could afford the Premio, you would get the spiral one. That would be like all delicious and go on the barbecue. That's like the best. That reminds me, my cousins always had a 4th of July party and was the bomb.com. Was. Yeah, we used to make like teriyaki steak skewers and kebabs and all these kinds of things. We would just go over the day before and just prep. Yeah, so it's just, that's what reminds me of that fancy Italian sausage. Anyway, so we've roasted those. Those are set in the refrigerator for tomorrow. I have poached chicken from last night, which I'm kind of on the fence. I actually thought I wanted to make chicken salad, and I don't know how my guests feel about this, but I wanted chicken a la king. I have a gluten-free cream and mushroom soup left over, and I have peas, and I have carrots, and I don't have celery. I might have frozen celery. I'm not going to lie. That might be frozen celery in there. But I don't have celery, but I do have onions, and I think I could pick up celery. I actually asked Jim to pick up celery tonight. And I just want like a chicken a la king. I can leave the peas out. If the people don't like the peas, I can always add them later. But I just want that. And I want to put it on toast. I want to get some gluten-free toast and just serve some chicken a la king on some gluten-free toast. And if you're related to me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because we know. Yeah, it's just, I think that's what I want to do. As I was putting it away yesterday, I was like, you know what I really want to do with this chicken? Anyhow, I know turkey a la king is a big thing after Thanksgiving for my family, but I don't know if we're even going to have a whole turkey for Thanksgiving this year, or just parts, or we're going to get it smoked, or we're just going to get smoked parts. I'm not really sure. A lot of turkey, and it doesn't go to waste, honestly. It's just that I end up eating turkey forever. Last year we didn't have turkey for Thanksgiving because Jimmy, I was laid up and Jimmy had to do it all by himself. Actually, that's a lie. I was in the hospital and Jimmy didn't do him for just him and mom. He was not doing anything just for him and mom. That's what happened. I was in the rehab facility, excuse me, not the hospital. I got into the rehab facility just a couple of days before Thanksgiving, now that I remember. And I got a beautiful Thanksgiving dinner from my roommate's family. So Amber, if you're watching this, thank you again for last year's Thanksgiving. It's very, very sweet of you to include me in your family. Trying to think of what else, if there is any news. Unfortunately, the day before Thanksgiving, I have to go for my eye shots. I think you're allowed to do them every 30 days, and I got them done on the 24th, which means I can get them done on the 23rd, and not a day before. But I could do them after, but, I'm kind of 2 minds about it. I'm like, do I get eye shots the day before Thanksgiving, and then, like, what do I do for Thanksgiving, I can't bend over, as it is, I can't bend over and pick up stuff, but when you get, 24 hours for your eye shots, they tell you don't even bend over because of the pressure and stuff. So actually the old eye doctor used to do like the joke where it was like, no housework for 40 years. But, dad jokes. Hashtag ophthalmologist jokes. Having a little issue with the insurance. I know this is not exclusive to us, but if you're having issues with your insurance, definitely try to reach out to whoever. The issues that we're having are many. Trying to get the physical therapy approved, trying to get the eye shots approved. I actually got a letter that they didn't approve my first set of eye shots with the new insurance with this doctor, and I was like, why not? Like, he's been my surgeon and he takes your insurance, and I don't understand. But I guess it was since the insurance switched over, that first set of shots that I got started back after my brace situation became like, the situation became more bearable to wear the brace, even though it freaking hurt. But you know what I mean? Back in August, I could start going for my eye shots again. And I guess we didn't get the prior authorization that we normally would have because we've been doing this forever. Does that make sense? But I guess that's, so I had to call and straighten that whole thing out. And it's like, I don't have $3,600 for a shot, but thank you. And I got the letter like, we did not approve this because they're not in the eye network. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, they looked at it like it was a regular eye doctor visit. And then he's not in the network for just a regular eye doctor visit. And I was like, oh no, this is not a regular eye doctor visit. This is the guy who's going to save my eyeballs from popping out of my head. So, I mention it because with everything else that's going on in a chronic illness person's journey, dealing with this medical stuff is just freaking ridiculous. I meant insurance stuff, not medical stuff. Obviously, you have to deal with the medical stuff. That was the dumbest thing that ever came out wrong in my mouth. Having to go through all of this, like, insurance stuff is ridiculous. Making all of these phone calls and trying to figure out X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, my brain doesn't brain very well anymore. I'm not going to lie. I've mentioned it before. You could see that words just don't come out right half the time. And the other half of the time, they don't even come out. Or maybe quarter of the time. I don't really know. But having them to be on a phone call with somebody and trying to explain to them what you're trying to say when you don't even know what you're trying to say. And let me tell you something. I'm not trying to be braggadocious here at all. I'm not trying to pat myself in the back. But I literally did this kind of thing for a living before. Like, I would have to constantly make phone calls to follow up and, check about insurance and check about, like, and this benefit person to this benefit person. Like, that's what I did. So for me not to be able to do it for myself is, like, but anyhow, yeah, that's where we are with this. So, I am trying to find this particular saline spray online. I will have to probably end up defaulting to Amazon because I can't find it cheaper anywhere else, and it's not really cheap on Amazon, but I know I have to get it. So I do get paid. Jimmy gets paid the day after tomorrow. Nope, today's Monday. Jimmy gets paid in 3 days. He gets paid on Thursday. No, yeah, Thursday. Jimmy gets paid on Thursday. Jimmy gets paid on Thursday this week, so I know I can get it by Thursday. I think I have enough here to last. So that's good, at least. That's one thing I can, like, take off the worry list. I showed you that this nail broke and it was hanging off, but I ended up having to pull it off last night because it got caught just one too many times and it hurt. And I didn't pull it off. I took the nail clipper and I clipped it off and then I filed it. But it hurts. You know, when you bite your nails your whole life, you think that something like that's not going to hurt. But it hurts. So this is what they're looking like. We're starting over, I guess, from wherever we're starting. But the good news is they're not, I'm not going to tell you how I know this, but they're not in the way of crafting. That's all I have to say. They're not so long that they're in the way of crafting. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And you could be surprised for the rest. I will tell you something that I have noticed without giving anything away to the vlogsters. When I would craft before, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd do 2 or 3 crafts that I would start and do simultaneously to do 3 videos for like 3 different days. And I would always post the easiest one to voice over. And then that would give me time to voice over the next 2. I feel like now I take 3 days to do a craft and probably another 2 or 3 days to like actually edit it and voice it over. So things scheduling wise are very, very different. That being said, I'm still working on getting a rhythm down. I'm really looking forward to all that I have to offer. I want to do another ornament week, which probably will be the first week in December, Lord willing. I have at least 7 ideas for different ornaments, so that's good. I just hope that they can all come to fruition properly, if that makes any sense, because they're just ideas right now. Now the original, I don't think it was 7 days of ornaments. I think it was just 5 days of ornaments, but I have 7 ideas in case there's some of them don't work out. Like it could just be 5 days of ornaments. I'm not sure. And then I want to do some wreaths because I said my lettering right now, my fine detail work, that's where I really like my problem area is right now. So doing wreaths and putting together like gift baskets and stuff like that's probably more in my wheelhouse. Weeding, unless it's big letters, is probably not in my wheelhouse right now. Weeding of the Cricut, that's what happens when you cut out your thing and you take all the pieces that you don't want off. It's called weeding, just like in a garden. But if it's a big word, then the weeding won't be as minute. And to be honest with you, when I turned 50, we knew my eyes were going and my sisters helped me weed, my older sisters. I mean, they both have prescription glasses because they can have prescription glasses. If you are somebody who has come to me because of diabetic retinopathy or macular edema, then your doctor is also saying we don't have a prescription for that. Please know you're not alone. And please know that I am also frustrated. He told me to get 0.75s to watch TV so that far distance is close up and this whole thing. And they aren't really working. That doesn't really work for me. I have other issues as well, but that whole like missing the spot in the middle of everybody's face, that's the part. I started watching a movie the other day and I was asking Lisa, like, is that person, like, is she happy about it? Or like, is she sad about it? Like, or is that a scary face that she's got? Like, couldn't really tell. And then I do have a lot of things where I'm like, is that the guy from such and such a movie? Because I can recognize their voice. and not really see their face clearly. So the greatest thing is I watch movies that I've seen a million times so that my memory of their faces is there. I don't need to see them. I can close my eyes and see them. Like when I watched Sabrina with Harrison Ford and Julia Ormond and Greg Kinnear, I can close my eyes and I can see their faces. Lauren Holly, she was the girlfriend. Like, I can see all their faces. I don't need to actually see them to remember what they look like. Yeah. So that's kind of what I do. We had a little, I had a little memory moment because in the back of my closet, I have 2 shirts of my dad's and a jacket of my mom's. And when they got pulled out, what's this red jacket? And I was like, oh, that's mom's rescue jacket, you know. And then what's this and what's that? And I was like, oh yeah, that's my dad's shirt. And I have one of my dad's shirts that is just tore up. Like literally he tore it up, cut the sleeves off. It got caught on a crab trap, so it's all shredded here. But I remember the story when he came home and talked about it being shredded from the crab trap. So it's like, to me, that's me, and I can smell it, and I can still smell him. She's like, it smells like closet. And I'm like, yeah, but that's my dad's closet. That's not just closet. That's Big Pete's closet, you know. And then I have a jacket of his that's kind of like a quilted flannel. And he wore it like a jacket between seasons. And he wore it with like layers. So he would wear it as a jacket when it was like not 12 degrees out, but like, you know, 30, 40 degrees out. It was still quilted and heavier. So I said I could still actually wear that. Like I could actually wear that as a jacket. It's still in good, it's really in good shape. And if it ever come down to it, like I would throw it on for, you know, whatever reason. Nostalgia, costume, needed to be extra warm with extra layers because it is actually bigger for me to put over things. Like I could wear it over a hoodie. Because my dad was not only like very muscular and like broad in the shoulders, but he was very tall. So even to have him get like a 4X for him and a 4X for me are very different because his was like longer and muscularier and, you know, that kind of thing. So my dad actually had thighs. It was so hard to find him jeans until like the hip hop clothes came out. It was a funny story. I think I've told this story before, so I'm sorry if you heard it already. But if you haven't, here it is. So my dad used to send us to like Marshall's. Go to Marshall's for jeans. He likes jeans. He basically liked carpenter pants, carpenter jeans. My father was 6'3", but had a very short inseam. Not to get graphic, but he would say that these pants are like a cheap hotel, no ballroom. So he did have shorter legs for his 6'3" frame, but he also needed room there. And he had very, very thick thighs for a man. Usually, you know, imagine dad legs. But my dad actually had thighs built like a construction worker, like a bodybuilder, really. And it passed on. My brothers as well. My brothers have thighs. I mean, all of the girls do too, but my brothers for sure, you know. So that's one of the things. My mom had like stick legs. We used to joke like the potato with the toothpicks that you put on your windowsill looked like my mom swimming in the pool because she had like little stick arms and little stick legs, but like was all chesty and shouldery and belly. That's what was my mom. that was Katie. Big K. Katie. Kathleen. Bubbles Latour. I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy. Anyhow, so we'd have to get, dad these jeans, and, you know, then they were like, we found this one pair, and they were so nice. They were like made in Mexico, and not that that made a difference, but then once he realized how much he loved them, he paid attention to like who made them, where they were made, what kind of cotton, like all these things, like the weight, and he wanted to like have more of these pants. So he used to just rotate 2 pairs of pants. Like one was in the wash and one he was wearing, and one he was in the wash and one he was wearing. And he was a machinist, but he didn't machine every day of the week unless there was a special project. So like he would, Monday and Friday were like not machining days. Basically, he wouldn't work on repairing things. He would just work on sending people in and out of jobs. Unless they're, again, like one of the drills broke or something. So it would kind of be like the machine pants days and then the other days. Because, you know, they would get grease on them and that kind of thing. So the pants that I got him that he fell in love with, the ones from Mexico, are finally starting to wear out on him. So we look at the label and all we see is like this red rhinoceros. So if you know anything about fashion in the 90s or 2000s, or really the aughts, it was really the aughts, it wasn't the 90s. You know exactly where I'm going with this story. However, the pants were relatively inexpensive when we first got them at Marshall's. When I went to go buy them again, they were now blew up. So this was Mark Echo. Echo Red was a name brand, and it blew up in the urban community. The pants that I got my dad for like $29.97 at Marshall's were $100 to $150 a pair. And my poor dad was devastated because he was very, very frugal and would never spend that kind of money on himself unless it was for a reel. Like, I'm not joking, like a reel that he couldn't make. So, no more Echo Reds for my dad. And we tried to like wait till they got on clearance. We tried to wait, you know, till they were on sale and stuff. But I came back so disappointed because he sent me all over for them. Like, look, I found them. He had, like, by this time, he had his own store in Roosevelt Field, which is the big mall by where I live. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, he's got his own store. They're like $150 a pair for the exact same cargo pants we got at Marshall's. I was like, can we go for something else? Like Carhartts or Lee's or Wranglers, like something else. And he's like, they all made like skinny man legs. They all got skinny man legs. Anyway, that's the story. So my dad had a very short inseam, but he liked cuffing his pants. So I would always have to buy him a 31, 32 just so he could cuff his pants. Kind of funny. He was just stuck, like, when I wear the coveralls, that's what I think of. My dad just loved cuffing his pants. So I think he just got used to that look. So one time I actually bought him pants that were just like shorter enough, and he's like, I can't cuff my pants. That's my look, man. I was like, look, your suit does not have cuffed pants, so why can't you just have one pair of jeans that's not cuffed? But I think he was just joking at the time. But it was funny because in the 90s when the Seattle grunge look took over, my father was like, that's my look. A flannel over a white t-shirt with baggy jeans, that's my look. He's like, I was wearing this since the 50s. I miss my parents. I miss my parents a lot. I miss my dad more than my mom just because my mom's been gone so long. And I didn't have quite as long of a history with her as I did with my dad. Me and my dad have a lot more, I don't want to say stuff in common. It was just like more experiences to relive than I did with my mom. Now, my mom and I have had plenty. But I will tell you, this is kind of messing with my memory a bit because my sister-in-law just sent me some pictures from like 96, 94, 95. And I don't remember one of them. We had my nephews at an Islander game, and the place was totally empty except for where we were sitting. We were like, I don't know, did we wait till everybody cleared out? Or did we get there early? I was standing up. Maybe my brother was taking I don't even know. I don't remember much of it. It's really bizarre. I really kind of feel like I don't remember going to any games with my brother except for the one that my nephew was refereeing. My nephew refereed for a mini league, like a little kids league, but were able to play in Nassau Coliseum. So he reffed at Nassau Coliseum, which was so much fun. But I don't remember going to like games with my brother, with the kids. It's just so bizarre. So, yeah. I don't remember it. It's really bad. I recognize the hat my nephew's wearing. I actually think I still have it. I'm 99.9% sure I still have it. It was just a sweet picture, and I don't remember it. It was a hard time for me, 96, I'm not going to lie. You know, I was focusing really on my job and my family because, you know, taking care of my brother, and my brother was getting ready to go into high school. It's just a lot, you know, just a lot of different things. Anyhow, I think that that's my story for today. Stories for today. I am so grateful to all of you for joining me. I say it every day, and I don't want it to become, it's not an automatic thing. It really isn't an automatic thing at all, because I just need you to know every single day that not only that I love you, but I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful that you're joining me every day, that you do. Whether it's once or twice a week, even if you're only here on Sundays. It's just, I'm so grateful for you being here. It really gives me a reason to keep going in the direction that I'm going. I mean, I do have lots of life to live still, but you guys make it like extra. Does that make sense? Like if I had kids or grandkids of my own, it'd be like a different thing. You want to fight for your family, to see your family as they get older. But just having such extended families, you're like, oh, you know, I'm just really living for myself, that kind of thing. But you guys really do make it worth it. You do make it worth it to fight. You do make it worth it to try to have the best day that I can so I could share with you what a great day it was. Yeah, I just feel so very blessed to have each one of you in my life. I know I put some names in yesterday that I didn't say. I didn't say Jessie. I didn't say Grandma G. I know that there's so many people that come and join me every single day, and I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on anybody. You know, Chris, Pam Woods, just so many people, and I'm so grateful, each and every one of you. I really do, really truly do not know where I would be without you guys. It's the truth. I'm not going to get teary-eyed because it is a very emotional day. I promise I won't. But listen, I love you. So if nobody's told you today, sorry, I don't usually think. If nobody's told you today that you're loved, you can please always come by and hear how much I love you, because I love you very, very much. Okay? All right. And as always, you take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.